You're watching the Alabama Weather Network.
It's the morning weather briefing. This is for Monday, the 22nd of September, the first day of meteorological fall. No, I take that back. In terms of astronomy, the first day of fall. First day of fall in terms of meteorology is September 1st. This is the 22nd. So the sun today right over the equator. 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of darkness. And we've got a change coming up this week. We see a better chance of showers and thunderstorms in here by Wednesday and Thursday. And that's some rain we could use. Let's begin this morning with the upper air look across the country. And you can see there's broad troughing west of the state, and with that in place, again, we'll see the chance of at least scattered showers and thunderstorms today and tomorrow, much like recent days. But again, we think the 2 days this week with the better coverage of rain will be on Wednesday and Thursday. So this morning, nothing on radar here. We have showers and thunderstorms over parts of Arkansas. We are generally in the upper 60s and low 70s to start the day. And again, we're expecting highs over 90 in most spots today, which of course is above average for the 22nd of September. We'll check the watch warning map. It's a very quiet morning around the nation. But there could be some strong storms later today in a couple of zones. First off, across the Great Plains and in a band from the Tennessee Valley up into the Great Lakes, the eastern Great Lakes, and that marginal risk kind of clips the extreme northern part of Alabama. And then tomorrow we have a risk of severe storms from Texas to Tennessee, a level 2 out of 5 risk over much of Arkansas and southeast Oklahoma, northeastern Texas. And then on day 3, which is Wednesday, got a marginal risk of severe storms from South Texas up into parts of the Mid-South. And we do note that marginal risk on Wednesday does include much of north and west Alabama. And this would be for storms that might produce some small hail and strong gusty winds in advance of a cold front. And again, we've got 2 days with a pretty good chance of showers and storms in here, and that would be Wednesday and Thursday. This is rain for the next 7 days, valid through Monday morning of next week. And for the northern half of Alabama, rain amounts between 1 and 2 inches, and that is some needed rain. We'll take that. South Alabama, rain amounts between 1/2 and 1 inch. And the bulk of this, not all, but the bulk of this will be Wednesday and Thursday. And then after Thursday, we trend drier Friday. And at this point, the weekend looks rain-free. So in the tropics, we have 3 features of interest this morning. Activity picking up a bit, which it should this time of the year. We have Hurricane Gabrielle in the Atlantic, and then a couple of trailing waves. Both of those waves between the Lesser Antilles and the coast of Africa. And in terms of those 2 waves, the lead wave with just a low chance of developing, the trailing wave with a medium chance of developing. But notice that both of those gain latitude, and both of these will be, if they develop at all, will likely follow Gabrielle out to sea. These will not be Gulf of Mexico systems. Here's a look at Hurricane Gabrielle this morning. Maximum sustained winds estimated at 90 miles per hour. And this will be passing east of Bermuda later this afternoon and tonight. If you look really carefully, you'll see that little black speck on the map there. That's Bermuda, which will obviously see some rough surf and breezy conditions, but they'll have no direct impact as Gabrielle is moving out to sea. This thing will be ultimately coming post-tropical later this week, but obviously with a hard right, we see no threat to land. And let me post up the European here. We'll take a look at the raw output of the European ensemble for the next 10 days. This is valid between now and the 1st of October, between now and the end of this month. And you can see there's really no signal for any trouble in the Gulf. The 2 waves behind Gabrielle, again, if they develop, same thing, north-northeast. And again, you can see some low chance of maybe a broad low forming in the Bay of Campeche in the southwestern Gulf out there toward the end of the month. But we just don't see any hurricanes or tropical storms for the Gulf through the end of September. But understand, we can have some pretty difficult hurricanes in October. And the one thing about the Gulf is the fact that it's been untouched. There is a lot of latent heat energy there. And we'll see. So we got to get through October. And, of course, the season technically goes through November. Typically, the water starts to cool down nicely in November. But, again, the good news for the next 10 days, we see no tropical trouble for the Gulf. So, model fans, here we go. GFS. This is the European. We're going to look at the European today. OZ run valid at 4 o'clock today. Again, kind of broad troughing in here, and like recent days, we'll see random scattered showers and storms this afternoon and this evening. The high-resolution HRRR not showing much, but I will say the HRRR has not performed well in recent days. It's had a hard time understanding the afternoon convection we've seen. So today will be much like yesterday and Saturday. We'll have these random scattered showers and storms about with highs at or just over 90 in most spots. And probably the same thing tomorrow, not much change. Here's the high-resolution HRRR tomorrow evening at 6, not showing much, but a few spots could easily see a shower or storm. And again, highs at or just over 90. And then Wednesday, this is when the upper trough gets closer and a surface front gets closer. And the low-level convergence, upper-level divergence, will begin to see an increase in showers and storms, especially for the northern and western side of the state. And again, that's the day we've got that marginal risk of severe storms defined. And this is for the possibility of some hail and strong gusty winds with heavier storms Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. Thursday, the front slowly coming through. And again, we'll see elevated chances for rain on Thursday. Highs drop into the low to mid-80s. And, we can't promise it's going to rain everywhere, but most spots we'll stand a pretty good chance of seeing one or two decent downpours Wednesday or Thursday. And then Friday, could there be a lingering shower? Yes. But this is when the chances begin to go down as the front pushes south and east. And then Saturday, as the weekend begins, it looks like a beautiful day. North Alabama, many spots will likely start the day in the 50s, which will feel like fall. The high Saturday will be in the low to mid-80s, and the humidity should be very low. Any showers and storms south and east of Alabama. And the same thing on Sunday, the European hinting that there might be an isolated shower across the southeastern part of the state, but most of the day Sunday should be dry. And a week from today, Monday, September 29th, the ridge begins to rebuild. Temperatures begin to creep back up. That looks dry, but still high should be in the 80s. Let's go out 10 days. This is Wednesday of next week, the 1st of October. And if you're looking for cool weather, that's not a good look right there. The main mid-latitude westerlies up near the Canadian border. That looks more like summertime. And again, that looks awfully quiet. And again, highs would be in the 80s. There's a chance, there's no guarantee. There's a chance we just might be done with the low 90s after Wednesday. So this is for the next 15 days, rain. And we're looking for the green line. This is the European ensemble. The mean is holding at about 2 inches between now and the 7th of October. And yeah, you see the drop-off here. Highs around 90 today, tomorrow, Wednesday, then low 80s Thursday and Friday, mid-80s for much of next week. So I get a reasonable chance we're done with the 90s. Trust me, there is no guarantee. We've had low 90s here into November, a couple of December days, but we're getting toward that time of the year. But on the other hand, if you're looking for the cool 40s, I don't know. Don't see it for a while. This is the latest long-range guidance. This is for September 29th through October 5th. And you saw the upper pattern looking more like summer. And with the ridge in place here, temperatures will likely be above average with highs holding in the 80s into the first 5 days of October. We all know that cool air will get here at some point, but it's just kind of slow this year. Gorgeous sunset. Last sunset of the summer of 2025 last night. How about that? A lot of folks at the Gulf Coast. Great time of the year to be there. Love going to the Gulf Coast in late September and October. But we can say farewell to summer. We've got the equinox today at 1:19 Central Time. As we are right at the time of 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of darkness. And, of course, we're keeping the concept of losing the amount of daylight we see here. That'll be the case until the winter solstice, which will be right before Christmas. So let's check the schedule this week. Going to be at Whitesboro Elementary School today, up north of Gadsden, up around Sardis. It'll be a lot of fun. Tomorrow, Aliceville High School in Pickens County, home of the Yellow Jackets. Then on Wednesday, Westminster School at Oak Mountain. We got a 3-for-1 special on Wednesday. Got Westminster School at Oak Mountain, then Bruno Montessori Academy, which is nearby in Shelby County, and then I'll be speaking to a group at the Church at Liberty Park on Wednesday. Thursday, going to be at Ranburne High School, Cleburne County. And then Friday, got a big group of homeschoolers in Oxford, the Cheehaw homeschoolers. Always good to see the mamas and the daddies there. And by the way, we had a great time in Trustful at the book event on Saturday. Had a huge crowd. So thanks to everybody for coming out to the Maple Avenue Coffee House in Trustful for a fine, fun day on Saturday. Hey, it's Monday. That means tonight it's Weather Brains night. Weather Brains, the weekly show for weather geeks, dweebs, nerds, dorks, and weenies. That'll be at 7 o'clock Central Time on the Weather Brains YouTube channel, youtube.com/weatherbrains. But most people listen to the audio version of that. That'll be out early tomorrow morning. And as always, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News. Don't forget you can catch my forecast every day on great radio stations around the state, including in Birmingham, 104.7 WZZK. Thanks for watching. Have a great Monday, and God bless.